Welcome back to another episode. This show is brought to you by Vinyl Supply Unlimited. Head over to Vinyl Supply Unlimited and get everything for your crafting needs. If you need glitter, head over to Vinyl Supply Unlimited. You need sublimation blanks, head over to Vinyl Supply Unlimited. Use Squad Creatives 10 at the checkout counter and get 10% off your entire order. My name is Mike Tees, one half of the Squad Creative Podcast.
Man, I'm Seek Paris, man. And we brought out a very special guest. This brother here paid away for pretty much every YouTube t-shirt maker, crafter in the community. Brother, please introduce yourself to these people.
What's good? First of all, thank you guys so much for having me. My name is Gary Ajene, aka Gary Ajene from around the way, and I am honored, and it's a pleasing pleasure to be here with you, brother.
And so I want to say that for the people that don't know, man, it's Mr. T-Shirt Help Desk, man. Y'all go look for that on YouTube. This brother been literally like one of the first 3 YouTubers to do this and talk about this industry, man. And if it wasn't for him and the other couple, we wouldn't be here. So, man, I'm gonna just get into these questions, brother.
Yes, sir.
So you've been in this industry a long time, man. Can you give us a little bit about your beginnings and what you've done in the last few decades in this industry?
Wow. Okay, so first of all, as we were saying earlier, I started in this industry in 1989, which would be about, I think 33 years ago, right? I started a little t-shirt company in 1989 called Ozone Forest with a friend of mine, man. I was young. I was all into like environmental stuff. So it was like to help the ozone layer and the tropical rainforest, man. That's back in those days, you know what I'm saying? Back when I was in school and I started out then. And even back then, and I'm gonna get into a little bit of stuff, even back then, I noticed that like nobody was giving any ism. It was pretty much go to a screen printer and that was it. And the screen printer would pretty much rape you. You understand what I'm saying? For getting t-shirts. Mm-hmm. And after that, I went to school and I got into the industry and I got into the industry where I dropped out, first of all. Then I got back, I went back to school and then like in the early 90s, I started in the because I'm from New York, I started working in the apparel industry. My first job was actually with Tommy Hilfiger, and I from then, which I hated that job, by the way, but still it was an entry into the industry, and I worked in the industry for close to 20 years until 2008, where the bottom dropped out of everything, and I was on my own. And that's when I started dabbling. I was already dabbling in the internet, like just talking. Can you curse on here?
Yeah.
All right. I used to be like a pundit talking shit about everything. And I was on YouTube and I wasn't even thinking about making no money. And I was like, well, damn, you know, and then that was before YouTube, you could monetize. That's how long I've been on YouTube. It was before you can monetize. Yeah. Then people started monetizing, right? And they started making money. And I was like, damn. And like, I was like, my job situation was crazy. And I was like, wait a second, you can make money on YouTube. Let me take some of the stuff that I've been doing for, like I said, since 89. Let me give some of this ism to the people, because at that point, right, the job industry in 2008 had gone crazy. I was without a job. Mm-hmm. And then I started working freelance here and then. They would get laid off and then fired like after 6 months, 8 months, whatever. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna start my own company. And I found out, this is damn near 30 years later, that had nothing changed, right? Everybody was keeping everything a secret. Nobody wanted to really help you, like in terms of starting our own business. So at that point, I said, screw this. And I started a t-shirt. I started a screen printing business out in Queens. I'm in New York. And I noticed something that, like, in order to make money for regular people trying to start a t-shirt business, you had to rape them. Just like people tried to rape me, and I said, I cannot do this. I can't do this to people. So once I learned about how you can do stuff at home, and I learned it was like a Monday, I learned about custom heat transfers, like with a heat press.
Yeah.
Friday, I was done with the business. I sold all my equipment and I started T-shirt help desk. So that's to put it all, to give it all. That's my story, and that's how T-shirt helped. That's from the beginning to the end, and there's a lot more to it, but that in a nutshell is how it happened.
That's dope. So I want to double back to Tommy Hilfiger, man, because you said that was your first job. What did you do there, and why did you hate it?
Great question. I'm gonna tell y'all a great story about this, right?
Yo,
I had gotten out of school, right, and I couldn't find no jobs, right? And I had read a book. This is the power of reading. If you go back to my old videos, I got a video called "A Leader is a Reader." I don't know if you ever saw that video, right? And I read a book by the great incomparable Les Brown. And one of his things in his book, it says, reach out to somebody, right, who's doing what you want to do, right? No matter what it is, like hang out with people who doing what you want to do. So I had a friend that I went to school with who was working at Tommy Hilfiger. And I didn't have a job. I was unemployed. I was still living at home with my parents. My mom was calling, my pops was calling me a bum ass nigga, excuse my expression, right? So I called him up and I was like, yo, man, help me put my portfolio together so I can get me a little piece of job in the industry, right? He said, yo, come on down to my office and I help you. So we made an appointment. I went down and I was like, what's up? Now he was working at Tommy Hilfiger, right? Mm-hmm. I was like, oh, there's no way I'm going to work here. But once again, Les Brown, reach out to somebody. So I went down there and I pulled out my portfolio. I'm like, yo, man, give me some pointers, man. I want to give me a little part-time job, a little piece of job. He's in there. He was like, okay, this is good. Tommy Hilfiger, swear to God. Tommy Hilfiger walked into the room, and Tommy Hilfiger never comes to the office. He comes to the office maybe once a month. Tommy Hilfiger walks into the room. He's like, and my friend's name is Derek. He's like, what's up, Derek? You know, what's up? Who's your friend? He was like, yo, this guy I went to school with him. I'm helping him with his portfolio. He looks at my portfolio. He was like, this is nice. Make an appointment to see my sister. His sister name was Ginger. It was something like Ginger Hilfiger. She did Tommy Jeans, right?
Ginger.
He was like, yeah, make an appointment. And matter of fact, I'm gonna make an appointment for you. So I was like, oh, damn, thank you, right? And my friend was like, hey, man, that's good. You know, I can't make no promises, whatever. So I came in, I went in, I interviewed with his sister. I forgot. I think it's Ginger Hilfiger. She said, you know what? I don't need nobody right now. But Alice Flynn, she does boys and kids. She may need somebody. So I interviewed with her, got a job. And that was it. Just I wasn't thinking about work. And at the time, this was in the 90s. Tommy Hilfiger was the hottest on the planet. And when I tell you that I did not go down to get no job at Tommy, I just wanted a piece of job, right? As my mama would say. And that's how it all happened. Now, that's how that happened. I hated the job because this is my first job in the industry. And I was working. They had me working. Now, this ain't Tommy. This is the person I work for. She had me working 7 days a week. She had me working till 9, 10 o'clock. Like, it was crazy the amount of work I had to do. Like, at one point, I worked 21 days straight with no days off and coming in at like 8 o'clock in the morning and leaving at like 9 o'clock at night. And it was overwhelming. I was like, this is some BS. So I did that for a year and I really honestly, I couldn't take it anymore. And at the time, it was like, yo, you got to pay your dues. You got to pay your dues. And I was like, this is too much dues. You know what I'm saying? I had, it was too much. And I felt like it wasn't the company. It was the woman that I was working for. You know what I'm saying? She was a slave driver and I couldn't take it. So that's why I hated the job. And then that's when I was telling you before, I got a job with Everlast, the boxing company making boxing gear. So that's when I went there, and that's when everything had. I hope I'm not talking too much, bro.
No, that's what we brought you here for.
Yeah, we're soaking it in.
Yeah, you got 30 years of experience, man. You can talk. Yeah, we grown. We ain't got no curfew.
So that's why I hated it. They worked me like a slave, bro, for real.
Yeah.
So what were you doing though? What was the job?
My job was I was doing designing and I was working on t-shirt designs, right? Yeah. Not designing t-shirt concepts for boys, kids, and infants, right? So I would look up stuff and I'd be like, okay, we should do this, we should do that. And they had this thing called tech packs.
Yeah.
Where you would have to put all the information on it. You know what I'm saying? So when they send to China and to the screen printers, they would know what to do. So I'll have to put it like red number 2, blue number 7, put it 3 inches down and put it, in the center, and then strikeouts would come back and I would have to make sure the colors was right and stuff like that. I was doing a lot of, it wasn't creative at all. It was really technical. And I wasn't doing graphics either. They had another graphics department that I would like tell what to do. So it was really like it was really technical. So that's what I was doing. I was doing conceptualizing the graphic stuff for boys, kids, and infants.
That's awesome. You speak of ism a lot. Can you explain to us, or I know what it means, but to the people that don't know what that means, could you please explain to us what ism is?
Whew. Ism is, the first time I heard it, ism is like, I'm trying to be, put PC, but ism is it's really, the first time I heard it, it's a pimp word, but really what it means is inside information that a person who has privy to that information, almost like a mentor, imparts to a mentee. You understand what I'm saying? To put it in technical terms. So it's like when you learn something that a lot of people don't know and want to know, and it's like esoteric information, and you, as they say, pull someone's coat, and you be like, all right, let me show you how it's really, let me show you what's really going on. So ism is really just inside information from a person that knows exactly what's going on in the game. Does that explain it?
Yes,
yeah, definitely. And for just to put it for people that went over their head, just game. When you hear somebody say, "Give me some game,"
yeah,
ism.
Yes. This game, this ism. That's all. That's all it is. Something that it's pretty much somebody telling you something that it would take you a long time to find out on your own.
Yeah, man,
for sure.
So, man, I want to ask, off subject of the t-shirts real quick, what is the origin of your last name?
The origin of my last name?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's so funny because I used to do a podcast, right? And on my first podcast, I told the origin of my name, right? Gary Ajene is a name that I took, all right? My government name, and ain't no secret, my government name, and it's on the cover of my book, my government name is Gary Weaver, right? Gary Ajene is a name that I took like 50 Cent, like Nipsey Hussle, you know what I'm saying? It's a name, it's a name that I took. And Gary is my born given name, right? That my mama gave me, but it means, right? Because every name got a meaning for the most part.
Yeah.
A European name that means spear bearer or knife chucker, right? My middle name that I took is called Talib, which means to seek or to seek it, right? Ajene means the truth. It literally means the truth. So my name means a spear bearer who seeketh the truth, right? So my whole thing is to like find the truth and tell it to people. You understand what I'm saying? So that's where the name comes from. So Ajene is actually a East African. I'm foundational Black American, but the name is an East African name.
Wow.
Definitely.
It is.
So to seek it the truth, I like that because you know my name Seek. The meaning and the reason for my name is not as dope as yours. So
what does that mean though? Seek. It says what is
that kid, man? You know the little fat boy on the Nutty Professor at the table.
Yeah.
My twin. I used to look like that little boy when I was a kid, and so I'd be out with my friends, and then like I grew up in the graffiti era, so I'm trying to find his graffiti, tags, tagging names, and it went from like I was like Avid, then I was like Seal, and then my friends would always have to seek me out when we go somewhere. We walk far. I'm like a half hour behind them because I'm just fat and slow. And they always be like, man, we always got to seek you out and seek just up. It's been my name since I was a little kid. So that's where that comes from.
Wow.
So,
love
ain't as dope as yours.
No, it's all dope, bro. It's all dope, man. It's all dope.
Getting into this industry, I know you've had your vision or what you thought it would be, but did you ever think that it would go this far?
You know what, bro? I really don't. Now, this is me being humbling myself or being humble. This is only the beginning, bro. I don't really think it's gone that far. But I'll tell you what, I appreciate, you don't understand how when people say stuff like that. For instance, I was looking at the joint, right? Because I posted it before I got here, and it said the legendary garage. And I'm like, legend, you know what I'm saying? Because I associate myself as just a regular person. And you know, I'm doing some new stuff right now, and I'm trying to take it to I'm really trying to take it to the next level. I appreciate that. But I don't really see it as being that far. But if you see it as being that far, I appreciate that. But what I am going to say is that, yo, bro, it's a lot of hard work goes into this, man. Making content and doing all this stuff, it ain't easy, bro. As y'all know, you know what I'm saying. Y'all know content, man. It's not easy, man. It's not easy. But I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying.
So you said you don't think it's been that far. Why is that? Why? What do you think stunts the growth?
Okay, so that's a great question. I think that at the end of the day, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this whole thing that you're talking about, right? The t-shirt thing on YouTube. If you really think about it, it's really about. I mean, there's different people here and there. It's really about at best 10 to 15 people. Like seriously, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Think about that in terms of let's just say tech reviewers, people who review phones or people who do makeup or something like that. There's literally like maybe 100 or 1,000 of them. So this is really small, right? We in it, so we don't see it as being that small, right?
Right.
But it's really small, and I just feel like there's so much more to this that could be done. At the end of the day, what we do is we find out something, right? Making a t-shirt, right?
Right.
And we figure out a new way to make it, and we shoot it and we put it out there. You know what I'm saying? And it could be it's either a new design, a new technique, or a new piece of equipment, right? It's only been so much equipment. I mean, designs are infinite, but it's only been so much equipment. So it's really a question of how you bring it to people, and if people resonate with you and they like your personality. You know what I'm saying? So it's just real small to me, but I feel like it could be bigger, and I want to be the person who takes this thing because, check this out. If you think about it, right? You think about, especially for the industry, because it's a multi-billion-dollar industry, right? And you think about, so I got to put it on us for Black people. We are clothes crazy. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We all about clothes and looking good, right? So it's like, if you think about this industry, it damn sure ain't as big as the hip hop industry. It's not as big as the car industry or the cell phone industry. So what I'm trying to say is that, like, it's not even close to being mainstream. Let's make this thing maybe it's not meant to be mainstream, but it could be, in my opinion, it could be a lot bigger. Not just me, but just in general. It could be a lot bigger. And right. And also, like, you got to think about, like, we so used to buying, and we're so used to being consumers, right? What about when we make something that people wear, like they wear Gucci, like they wear Polo? You know what I'm saying? These are billion-dollar companies, right? So what we wear it and we show it, but what's going to happen when we decide that we are going to take over this industry? We're going to have the factories. Not when I say take over, I mean do more than we're doing now, which is very little, right? But when we have our own factories, when we have our own commercials on TV, when we have our own huge companies, so that's what I mean. And that's not here. So I would like to be the person who helps to start that and helps bring it to the point where we not only are buying, but we're the manufacturer. One of the people who I love and who I follow a lot is Master P. You know what I'm saying? And he's like you know, he just put out the music, but now he's making cereal. He's making damn
Ramen.
he's making, you know what I'm saying? So my thing is like, not only can we buy it, but like, let's make thread, let's make t-shirts, let's make ink, let's make DTG machines, let's make like vinyl cutters, you know what I'm saying? And imagine what's going to happen with all of those industries start to cycle amongst each other, as opposed to just a few guys making videos and us just going out and buying. I hope that does that make a little bit like.
And yeah, I want to elaborate on. I'm gonna actually get you to elaborate. What are some steps you believe that we can take toward to take the industry in that direction? Because I feel like what you just said is needed.
Very much.
Great question. Okay. The first thing that we could do, right, is whenever we're doing something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's just say you at home, right, and you heat pressing, right? You do both of y'all own a heat press?
It's right there.
Okay. So what if we go and we say, damn, I wonder who make heat presses. And we figure out, and we find a heat press manufacturer, not no disrespect, but not Stalls, but the people who make I don't know if they make it themselves, but any company that makes heat presses, we find the actual manufacturer who makes the heat press for Stalls, and we get them a call and be like, yo, can you make me a heat press, and how much would that cost? And what's the minimums on that? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If we screen printing machine and we buy Bob Hopkins press, right? We go to China, we go on the plane, and we go to where they make the heat press, Bob Hopkins, and we ask the actual, not Bob Hopkins, but the manufacturer who makes Bob Hopkins, right? And we say, yo, can you make me a press? And how much would that cost?
Yeah.
Right? So when we start to look at the stuff that we use, right? And we go, how can I, as opposed to making clothes with this equipment, how can I make the equipment, right? Yeah. And get the equipment made. And then we go, okay, since I got a platform and people watch me, as opposed to putting an affiliate link to their stuff, yo, and you ain't even got to tell them it's yours. Buy this Seek or this miketees vinyl cutter, right? Yeah. That you had made in China. And that's how it changes, by simply making a couple of phone calls, right? For instance, right? Vinyl, like you guys got a vinyl cutter?
Yep.
Yeah. Most vinyl is made in China, and most of the people who sell vinyl, right, get their vinyl made in China, right? So how about getting on the phone, going to Alibaba.com, because there's a whole bunch of people right there. You can text them, right? Yo, how much it costs to make? It's called OME or white label. How much? Yo, what I got to do to get my own vinyl made? You know what I'm saying? It could be the most popular, whatever vinyl you use, right? And then all of a sudden, boom, right? We take money and buy cars, right? We take money and we buy on VIP at the club. We buy to the Super Bowl and shit. You can take that same money that you would have put a little bit of bag that you would have put on like splurging at the VIP in a club or a strip club. You could take that, and now you got your own. It could be one color and one thing and one like type of vinyl, like now you got your own vinyl. Like Masterpiece said, make product. So to me, it's about making that phone call to the person who makes the stuff for the company that you're buying from. That's the best I can put it. And from that, it will. And from that, it'll grow.
That's a dope idea, man. So you referenced Master P a couple of times. Master P is the living example of every. I'm gonna say every person. I ain't even gonna put no color on it. I'm gonna say everybody's dream. That brother did everything. He didn't play in the NBA, cereal, shoes, socks, pants, record label. Like that man is the true definition of an entrepreneur. Like
serial entrepreneur.
Serial, yes, exactly.
Yeah, and he looks at life through very clear eyes. He's not scared. He don't care if it fails. He gonna put it in, and he's a perfect example of how of the way to think, man. That's Master P. I don't have like idols, but if I had to choose one, he'd definitely be at the top of the list.
Yeah, and you know what's funny about that is that it's all about, like I said, it's a mindset, because the same thing that he's doing now, I don't know, but I have a pretty good idea that he's doing the same exact thing that I just said, right?
Yeah.
There's a company called General Mills, right? And General Mills makes like Kellogg's and that they make all this stuff, right? You can literally, another person is E40, right? You know, 40 makes all the wine and stuff. You can literally go to, and you up in Oregon, and you can go down a little bit to wine country. You can find one of them vineyards and just holler, yo, man, I want to make a wine. Can I put my name on a wine? They got all the infrastructure there, right? They'll make you the wine. They'll put your name on it, right? General Mills got all these mills, and they ain't the only one. There's another company that makes knockoff stuff, right? And they wish that they had bigger production, right? Because they competing with General Mills. So you go to them and you say, yo, man, I got people watching me, man. I want to do, you know what I'm saying? I want to do t-shirt O's, you know what I'm saying? I want to do a t-shirt cereal, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There you go. Just like that. So it's the mentality, yo. It's like these companies that make this stuff will make stuff for anybody. And then once you start making money, you save that money, and then you build your own. It could be small, but you build your own mill. It goes a little mill, but now you're making your own cornflakes. You know what I'm saying? From having them make the cornflakes, you make the cornflakes, you sell the cornflakes, you save your money, right? And then you buy a little building, you put your little shit in there, and now it's small, but you could be the next. We don't think, and unfortunately, I'm not going to say we don't think like that. I'm going to say not enough of us think like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But the fact that we having this conversation and the fact that a Master P exists is changing.
Yeah, for sure. I think the thought is thwarted by our just in general upbringing, because a lot of us are taught to be workers and not employers.
Straight up.
So many people think they're gonna live their 65 years, and 42 of that they about to work for somebody else. You know what I mean? Like, and that's the status quo.
Yeah. Well, you know what, bro? Both of y'all, you know, the pandemic taught us, if anything, it taught us that, I mean, we should have noticed anyway, but a job ain't promised to you. You understand what I'm saying?
Not at all.
And you better have you a side hustle on deck. You understand what I'm saying? Because you never know when it's going to end, man. So I implore everybody to have a side hustle and, you know, make your money, you know, with a job. That's cool, but have a side hustle, because that job, as we see, that job ain't promised to you, man. That thing can be.
I was talking as many trades as possible, and that's what I've been living off of, you know.
Man. Yeah. Yeah, it's so many ways to there's so many ways to make money, man. And like we should do as many as possible. You know, I don't just do t-shirts, man. I do a lot of other stuff, t-shirts, and YouTube is my main hustle. But even that, like, what if the t-shirt, what if people say they're not really into t-shirts no more? You know what I'm saying? Then what I'm gonna do? I'm never gonna be, I'm always have something on deck, you know, and and I'm sure y'all are the same way, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. You got a lot of printified courses, actually 1 through 11, and you had put it out on YouTube. Can you talk to us a little bit about that? I've personally watched them, but for people that's coming up, how important is this?
Okay, so I didn't hear you that you said I had a lot of what courses, 1 through 11?
Yep, printified courses, 1 through 11.
Shopify videos and stuff.
All right, so I got a printify course, and I got a free printify course and a free printful course, right? The printful the printify course 1 through 11, as you said, that was my first course. That was my first free course that I did, right? And people love it, right? And but I did a second one, which is the print full course, as opposed to, because when I noticed that, like, the more you go down, the more people like fell off, right?
Yeah.
Just from the numbers, that's just natural. So the next Printify course, I put it all in one. It's like a half an hour, right? Because the original one I did, I said people don't want to sit for that long. They just want to. So I did little shorts, and they both did well, right? But if you look at the comments, man, especially on the print full one, yo, people is like, and it's free, and people have bought courses, and they said, yo, this is the best. Thank you so much. This is the best course I've ever had. You know what I'm saying? So it's a print on to speak to it. It's a print on design course, and it's the best thing because if you want to get into the t-shirt game, this is absolutely the cheapest way to get into it. You literally could get into the t-shirt game for maybe 10, 20, 50, 60, maybe $100, maybe even free, right? So it's teaching print on demand, which is these free places like Printful and Printify, right? And you can make your Shopify site, which should cost you about $29 a month. And if you can't afford $29, you got bigger problems than starting a t-shirt business, right? So you pay $29 to get Shopify, and everything else is virtually free, right? And if you can get people to that Shopify site, you can make money because Printful and Printify are print on demands, and they don't charge you anything, right? Well, as long as you get a sale, they don't charge you anything. You understand what I'm saying? So if you get a sale, there is a charge, but they don't charge you unless you get a sale. So when you make money, they make money. So it's print on demand. It's you make a design, you put it on your Shopify site, right? You put it on social media or wherever you are, and when people go and they see it and they buy it, you get paid. It's the bar none, and you don't got to buy no equipment. You ain't got to buy no blanks. You ain't got to do nothing. To me, if you know how to hustle online, you can make money, and they're totally free. If you put in T-shirt help desk and the word Printful, the first course will come up. The Printful course will come up. If you put in T-shirt help desk Printify, the Printify course will come up, and you could just watch them when you got free time and learn how to get you some money.
So with the print on demands, man, you hear good and bad. Like, what is the quality of the print on demand stuff?
Man, great question. Now, what I suggest, right, is that, well, first of all, I know the machines that they use. I ain't even get into that. I know the machines that they use, and I know that because they're working in volume, I know that they set the machines to use the least amount of ink as possible, right? So what I suggest is that you use different, like with Printify, you can go in and you can click to get a sample. So what I suggest you use multiple different fulfillment companies. Printful and Printify are not the only fulfillment companies. And Printify, actually, they don't print anything. They're like the Uber of print on demand. You go in and you can choose which one. So I say get a bunch, and everybody uses a different format. I say get Printful, go to Printify, choose one, and get maybe like 3 or 4 different samples, and choose which sample looks the best. You know what I'm saying? Printify, you only get it's one company, and they ship out everything. Printful has about maybe 10 different companies, and you can choose. So choose which one, get a bunch of samples, right? And then when you see one that looks the best, go with that vendor.
So that's
due diligence.
Yeah, because every vendor is different. Some people use less ink, some people use more ink. The people who use more ink, you're going to get more coverage, and it's going to look better. The people who are going to be cheap, your shirts are going to be cheap. So do which one, because they're not all the same. Figure out which one works best. Oh, another thing is this. Print on demand is for the beginners, right? Once learn, right, and you learn the art, because it ain't easy, man, this t-shirt thing. Once you learn the art of selling tees, and you can sell a certain amount of tees consistently, right? Just use them as a stepping stone. And then they're great companies. I'm not trying to poo-poo on them, but right, eventually, because another thing is that your profit margin when you use print on demand is going to be lower, right?
Right.
After you do that and you learn and you build up your audience, then you go to a screen printer, or you start printing yourself, or you start getting super color, or you start doing something where you have total control over your blanks, over your quality control, over everything. But you use the best possible print on demand company, because you want to give your customers a quality product. Use it you can until you started making enough money to where you have total control and you could do everything yourself.
Period.
Gentlemen, we've been talking for 36 minutes. It don't even seem like it. It seems like 3 minutes. But I gotta run this ad real quick, and we'll get right back with Gary Ajene.
Hey everyone, James here from Econotransfer. Make sure to check out Squad Creative Podcast. Subscribe, follow, like. Make sure to tap in. They've got a lot of gems. They're sharing a lot of knowledge. You won't want to miss out on this.
Period.
For sure.
We got the affiliate link for Econotransfer. If you're looking for I'm sorry, I'm stumbling on my words. If you're looking for that vinyl you can peel with your fingers, like Mike Tees, Mike Tees, man, he aggressive, man. So y'all go tap in with Econotransfer, link in the description. So before we get back, man, let me read a few of these comments over here. Sketches to Design says, as a people, we don't push entrepreneurship. You supposed to get a good job with benefits. Yeah, that's really it. That's what we're taught from birth. Like
that's big. That's a cultural thing, though. But see, this is the thing. We that's why we having this conversation. We switching the culture, man. We switching the culture. That's old school. We new school right here.
Period.
Sure.
The Educated Natural said, hey, Sketches, is so true. I was expected and told after graduation to go to work for Purdue and go to the local community college. I refused to flip chickens and settle. I hear that, Kim.
Sure.
Where you at, North Carolina? Where I got where my people's at. Everybody work for Purdue.
Yeah, she's out that way somewhere over there.
All right.
Yeah. Sketches said that pandemic definitely pushed people to find alternative ways to make money legally. A lot of creatives strive during the last 2 years. That's real.
Absolutely.
That's real.
I put on I'm getting old, man. I had to see them comments. I had to put on my glasses.
Oh, man.
Yeah, North Carolina. I knew it. You probably in Eastern Carolina too.
That's why you keep seeing me lean over, because I need to have my glasses.
For sure.
So, man, you mentioned that you started this business into this industry 33 years ago, and you said your first t-shirt company was you were still in school.
Yeah.
So I want to double back to that, man. Can you talk about that a little bit, and like how at a school age, what made you want to start a t-shirt business initially?
All right, so this is the thing, man. I always been, ever since a little kid, I always been an artist. You know what I'm saying? I was always drawing. My big brother used to draw, and I would copy his drawings. He would get mad at me, you know what I'm saying? He stopped drawing, but I kept it going, you know what I'm saying? And then I went to high school. I went to high school of art and design in New York. Mm-hmm. And I was just an artist, man. You know, I've always been a creative, you know what I'm saying? Then after that, I went to college. I went to FIT, Fashion Institute of Technology, and I took up illustration. You know, I was there as going to be a, illustrator, because I could draw. And then while I was there, I was like, man, I ain't going, man. My father was just like, man, boy, you ain't going to make no money doing that. You know what I'm saying? And I was there. I was like, damn. So then they had another major like menswear design and marketing. And I always thought I was fly. So I switched my major and I started doing, the art, like in conjunction with the clothing, you know what I'm saying? And I graduated, and that's what I'm telling you, like I started from there. So ever since I was a kid, man, I've always been a creative. And while I was in school, that's when I started. They had like a little flea market, right? And I started, me and my homie Shannon, rest in peace. We started selling t-shirts together, and that's when it all started. Like selling just little t-shirts. And in school, they had a screen printing class, and we would sneak in there, and like when nobody was looking, we would get the ink and like make the t-shirts and then sneak out, and then we would we would sell them. That's how it started in 1989.
That's dope, man. That's dope. So how many years was it before you actually started printing for yourself?
Okay, so I did that in 89, and it was some of the t-shirts came out all right, and then like I had a friend who did it, and he did a great percentage of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't print another. Now I worked in the industry, and I've been to t-shirt printing plants and all that stuff, and they would do it. I was like, oh yeah, that looks good, but I wasn't printing, right? So then I didn't print again until 2010. And I bought the equipment, and yo, I hated it, yo. Like, I mean, when I say I hated screen printing. It was like, it was messy. It was toxic. Now you can get the good chemicals now, which are more expensive, but it was messy. It was toxic. It was time consuming, and I hated it. So from 89, I didn't print again until like 2010. And I didn't like it.
Yeah. It's crazy. Like
do any of y'all screen print? Do any of y'all actually screen print?
I'm trying to get into it. Actually just made a purchase. So
okay, you bought a machine?
6 head, Riley Hopkins.
Is it a manual or
it's not automated.
Okay, so. Okay. Well, have fun with that. That's what
I actually have a 4-head in my garage. I just don't have room. And as you know, I'm an amputee, so I don't have no leg yet. I get my leg next week.
You know what? If you see, this is the thing, and I met this guy named, and I don't know if he's looking. I met this guy before I started his name is, I think his name's Paul. And I remember Paul saying, Paul was a screen printer. We brought him in as a consultant. Paul said, yo, and it didn't make no sense when he said it. He was like, yo, he said, yeah, he said, yo, this screen print thing, he said, yo, this ain't for everybody, yo.
Yeah, for sure.
He flat out, he said, this ain't for everybody, yo. You're going to see. And I was just like, man, get out my face. You hating. And yo, he was 100% right. So for Mike, you might take to it like a fish to water. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's for some people, it works. For me, as Paul said to me, yo, it didn't work, and I hate it. So, and I'm not hating. That's why I say have fun, because you could be the one that really loves it and like takes off. You know what I'm saying? I really didn't like it. To be honest with you, like I think I only got like 1 or 2 real good clean prints. So we had to bring somebody in to print for us, because that manual machine, it kicked my ass. I ain't even gonna lie, man. It kicked my ass. I was just like, I'm good on this. But you, sir, are probably gonna master it. Everybody's different.
Right.
That's what I aim to do. I am definitely trying to try something new. Now you've been in the industry for 33 years, and you didn't touch pretty much every process. So what are your thoughts on direct to film, DTF?
Another great question. All right. Now, I've been seeing it. I've been seeing people like talk about it, right? And do different videos. Mm-hmm. And the part that was throwing me off was the shaking it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was just like, man, ain't this like a step back? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But then when I was out there, I went to his company I work with called Omniprint, right? And they do them on a DTG, and they have an automated shaker. Like, it's just take all the dust and it runs through and it shakes it all. And there's a few of them out there. And y'all was at the show, so I saw. Mike, was you there?
Yeah, I was there.
Okay, yeah, exactly. You was at the Omniprint joint, right?
Yep.
Okay, so as you can see, DTF is taking over, right? So my personal opinion about it is, I think it's going to take over, right? But make sure that you get a machine, if you can, that prints this is some ism right here.
Mm-hmm.
If you can get a machine that prints a water-based ink, right, and get a machine and get you a automated machine that does all that, because to me that is a step backwards, because that's manual labor. Like I don't get that. You know what I'm saying? To me, that's a step back. But if you can automate it and you can get something that prints water-based ink, you're going to get a much better print, because as you saw, and I don't know if you look, some of that DTF stuff look real plasticky and terrible, right? And some of it looks real good. So I think it's going to take over the industry, because you can do one print and you could do something. It's like it's going to take over screen printing for sure. I think it's going to demolish screen printing, because once you get a machine, you could do one print or you could do 1,000 prints, right? So I think it's going to take over the industry. But just if you're going to do it right and make sure that you don't get that stuff, like there's a lot of that cheap plasticky ink out of China. Make sure that you get a machine that's going to print you a nice, soft, almost like nothing's going to be, almost. Make sure you get something that's going to give you the softest thing possible, and stay away from that real plasticky cheap stuff, and you're going to be A-okay.
So, man, like you mentioned the show, or I want to tell the story though how we met. I don't even know if you remember, man, how I was like, me and Mike was on a mission, and then we saw you and John Phenom in that corner, and I rolled up. I said, brother, I ain't even gonna be. I'm gonna just be bold, man. I need you on my show. And and it was like to.
I remember.
I did that to everyone. Like I was like, I felt like in that moment to be like, people don't understand, like at that Bella Cam events, to be in that room with you and Stan Banks and John Phenom and Cassandra. I mean, who I mean, John Santos, and like, it was legends in that room. The energy was an amazing energy.
It was great.
Like it was crazy just to be like, especially from watching all you guys over these years, and then like now I'm hearing your face, shaking hands and being able to talk to y'all. Like it was like I was like, either I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna be a groupie, or I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna network, and we gonna sit down with these people on this show.
Yes, sir.
I think I did a little bit of both, man. I was feeling myself that night, but I'm gonna be honest, but it was just like a real cool thing, man. Like to meet you, and then I'm like, man, like the back and forth. You're a busy man, so we had to go back and forth to get set up. But like, this is amazing. Like to be sitting here, being able to talk to you and bring this to the people, man. This is a
monumental moment.
Definitely is, man. Like people
stop talking all that stuff, man. Y'all making my head big, man.
Man, I mean, you're supposed to be hell. If it wasn't for you, literally, you, Cortez Ross, basically, we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you two brothers, bro.
Yeah, and it's all, it's something about seeing somebody, when somebody and I got love for everybody on the planet. You understand what I'm saying? But there's nothing like seeing somebody who look like you do something, because psychologically you like, man, if he could do it, I could do it. You know what I'm saying? So absolutely, because and I said this before, Cortez Ross. Now I've been doing this for years. I got 30 years, but Cortez Ross is the person who made me say I can do it. So shout out to Cortez Ross, because he was here before me. And when I saw Cortez Ross was a person, I knew they existed, but Cortez Ross was the person who let me know that there was so many different companies doing the custom heat transfers, right? And I had a screen printing business. And once I got that information from him, I was done. It was over. It was a wrap, you know what I'm saying? And I said, everybody got to know about this, and everybody got all this information. I said, yo, people got to know. So thank you, man. I appreciate that. Shout out to y'all, and shout out to Cortez Ross.
Yeah, T-shirt riches, man, if y'all don't know.
T-shirt riches, yes, t-shirtriches.com.
I was doing some research on you, and you were talking about the t-shirt industry constantly evolving.
Yes,
And
sir.
in this particular post, you were showing laser printing. I had no idea
I remember that.
or that was even a thing. Have you been around that a lot? Did you get to see that in person?
I have not get to see. I haven't seen that in person, but I do know that there's laser etching, and they do laser etching on metal and stuff like that, right? And let me tell you what I first saw it. The first time I saw it, right? Working in the industry, I got a friend who did denim, and to make denim look like, you know how they do that distressed denim.
Yeah.
They used to use like a hard bristle brush, and they would have these people in factories brushing it to make it look like that. And then I saw where they used the laser, and the laser zzz, and it did it. That's the first time I saw it, right? This was back in the day. And then when I saw that, I said, oh, and once again, when I see something, I gotta share it with my people, right? And I was blown, like just like y'all saw, I was blown away, and I said, "Yo, people got to know about this." So it was just as new to me when I saw it as y'all was when I shared it. I saw it on a Tuesday, and I shared it on Instagram on a Wednesday. You know, but I did know that the technique that they used on denim, but I didn't know that they used it on t-shirt, and it blew my mind. And I'm about to post something tomorrow on embossing. You know what I'm saying? Because my thing, like I say, bro, like I don't like secrets, and when I saw something, I want everybody to know about it. So yeah, so that's how I know about it. But have I ever seen it in person in the factory? Never.
So you said you about to drop something about embossing. That's going to be on your YouTube channel, or
that's going to be on the Instagram. On the Instagram.
What, shout out your Instagram right quick?
T-shirt help desk, just regular T-shirt help desk on Instagram. T-shirt help desk on. I don't really use Facebook that much, but T-shirt help desk on Facebook. I'm on TikTok. My main thing is YouTube. T-shirt help desk.
Yeah.
Oh, and t-shirthelpdesk.com, of course.
So I asked you about this down at the event. The templates for Shopify, man. When we getting them back? All right. People have been asking me about this, right? Here's the thing. I did some before. I can't say this because I don't want to incriminate myself. But my first ones, I did how I shouldn't have did it, right? And I'm talking about the ones that I did a few years back, right? Yeah, so yeah. The second ones, I actually hired because I don't do coding like that. I hired, as many people do, I hired a coder to make it from scratch. And as you guys may know, when you do stuff like that, it ain't always perfect. So I put it out, right? And people was coming back to me, and it was like, damn, this ain't work, this ain't right. And I really don't like to, the one thing I can say about myself is that I have a very good reputation, and I'm not the type to rip anybody off. So if anybody, I had the person fix it, or I gave them their money back, right? So I'm in the process now of getting it like fixed. You know what I'm saying? Meaning when I say get it fixed, it's 90, at this point, it's like 90%. So what I'm going to do is, if y'all want to, I will give it to you so y'all can, I don't know if y'all do Shopify, but if y'all want to beta test it, I will be more than happy for you to take it and put it on your Shopify. Let me know how you like it. Because I actually have two themes now. I made two themes, right? So what I'm trying to do is, the only way to get it perfect, because it's almost there, the only way to get it perfect is for someone to take it and put it in practice and let me know how I can improve upon it. So to answer your question, as soon as I get somebody to, like, I had some people before, only one person got back to me with actual data and how to fix it, right? Mm-hmm. So the more people, when I do the next round, the more people who come back to me and say, okay, you know what, it's good, but change this, do that, then I could put it out. But it ain't easy, man. It ain't easy. So I took it off the market because I couldn't put out an inferior product that people is complaining about. But, so if y'all want to help me with that, it'll, as soon as I get it
99% is back on the market. It's pretty much done, but you know, and if your listeners, if anybody does Shopify and y'all want a free theme, right, and you want to help me out by giving me feedback, just hit me up, Gary at t-shirthelpdesk.com, and just write Shopify theme in the subject line, and the theme is yours. But you gotta give me feedback.
Okay.
But you hear that? You need feedback. ASAP.
Yeah. Feedback. Put it up. Put it on your thing. Like, sell with it, and if there's any problem, I'll fix it for you. But I gotta know what's wrong, because when you put it up, you don't know what's wrong. It looked perfect, but it could be something as simple as when the person hits buy, the buy button don't light up, right? You'll never know that unless someone actually like works it or someone complains, you know. So that's really the problem, is that those little nuances is getting that perfect. And everything is a little buggy in the beginning. So that was the issue. So as soon as I get feedback, it'll be up.
Right on. That's dope, man. And I think that to have something like that from you, who's been in this industry so long, and the t-shirts, that'll really be t-shirt helpful. You know what I mean? But that'll be dope to have somebody who knows, man.
Yeah. And another thing that I'm doing is like, I got my ruler, right? I got the T-shirt Help Desk ruler, which that is I got people on the list for that, and that I can't really, I'm because I'm not at home right now, but that's one thing when you printing something like on a heat press, you can line it up. So I got that. I got the ruler, coming out with a couple of apps. So I got a lot of things, man. So you know. Oh, and one more thing, if there's anybody, right, who is looking to learn, I'm looking to bring on, because I don't do mentorships anymore, but I am looking to bring on a couple of mentees. So if there's anybody young out there who wants to know, and they're in the New York tri-state area, I am looking to bring on 1 or 2 mentees to really learn this ism in this game. But it's gonna be a job, it's gonna be work. But if you're looking to learn, hit me up, Gary at t-shirthelpdesk.com. No hyphen in T, just t-shirthelpdesk, all one word.com, and let me know what you got.
That is dope, man. I wish I was young in New York. Hell, man, I know somebody,
man, y'all don't need me, man. Y'all got this thing.
I know somebody to suggest that to, though. Clint.
Yeah.
Another thing is that it'd be best if they was in New York, but if they hungry, you know, this is the internet, man. You could be anywhere. If they hungry, if they really, really hungry, you know what? You ain't got to be in the tri-state area, but anybody, if you hungry and you want some, and if you're really willing to put in some work, hit me up, man. Hit me up. I'm looking for 1 or 2 good mentees.
You take people in wheelchairs.
I got you, man. I got you.
Right on, man. Sketches to Design said, I can help beta test. I used to be a project manager for a financial institution, and I used to do the testing for the programmers.
Okay, so to Sketches, right? Let me ask you a question, right? Do you sell T-shirts? Because what's going to happen is that, like, you could just do it, but if you don't actually sell a lot of the stuff, you're going to put it up and it's just going to look good and it's just going to sit there. You need to be like going back and forth with people to really figure out what any of the problems is. But if you sell T-shirts, it's yours.
She says she's in Jersey and work in New York, so she right there.
Okay, well, hit me up, Gary at T-shirt Help Desk, or support at t-shirthelpdesk.com. I'm like, someone's Rod Dunn say he's starving. Okay.
Man, I feel it. So, man, it's so much stuff. You are a designer, and one of the you had a video, I don't know, 3-4 years ago, where you in Illustrator, you designed an all over pattern shirt with the pineapples.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So I don't know if it's your shirt design or another one, but I see that design similar like a lot in TV. Did you actually put your design out? I don't remember.
Okay, so when you say see it in TV, I'm showing something now. I'm just kidding. No,
I'm gonna tell you where you can like
when you say see it in TV, what you mean? You mean on TV
to be specific, to be specific. Floribama Shore, man, the dude wear the shirt like with that same. I'm pretty sure it's the exact same pattern, man. He wears that shirt often. Look at Floribama Shore, you'll see it. You'll see it. So like I told my wife, I'm like, man, I seen that shirt. Gary Ajene designed that shirt.
Wow, if you can send me the link, but I made that up. Like I just think of stuff, and I made that up. Spirit of moment, and I think that I don't know. I can't remember, but where did I get the pineapple from? Didn't I like get it off Google or something like that?
Can't remember. I think so. It's been a little minute.
Yeah. I made that up. Spirit of moment. So he might have seen it and took it. That's why to be honest with you, some stuff I don't do it. I just kind of make stuff up on the fly because I know that if I do something, people gonna take it. You know what I'm saying? Right. So and I'm not mad, but I know that if I really want something and I want it to be exclusive, I can't do it on a YouTube video because they're gonna take it.
Right. Yeah, period. So, man, I want to. I'm not a designer, but I do designs. I say that I'm not a designer because I don't know the technical stuff. I'm one of the people that I'll fall in a hole, break my leg, and find $100 at the same time. You know what I mean? So, when for someone wanting to get into graphic design, man, what's the place where do you start?
Man, okay. So where you start is all right. So, man, I gotta tell you, YouTube. I remember someone said this. They said YouTube University. Like, you can learn everything on YouTube. So, like, just put in how to design T-shirts, right? But most importantly, right at this point, Photoshop and Illustrator is something to learn. But they got something called Affinity. I'm sure y'all heard of it, right?
I use it. That's actually what I use.
And Affinity is like. I think they got like a Illustrator version and a Photoshop version, and it's like $39, and that's it. You got it for life.
I have them both.
I honestly think that if it ain't already, within the next 10 years, Photoshop and Illustrator better do something because Affinity's going to take over. So I would say learn Affinity, right, and learn some basic principles of design. And like I said, I used to copy my big brother, his drawings. Like every time you see a nice design, you ain't got to put it out, but do your version of it. Copying other people is bad if you're trying to like put it out because you're biting, you're stealing, but it's great if you're trying to learn. Copy other people, put in how to design T-shirts on YouTube. And just learn, man. That's the best thing. That's the best thing because I actually didn't learn. I learned this on my own. Like I actually learned Photoshop and Illustrator. I didn't learn this in school. I had a job, and Tommy Hilfiger, right? I told you I hated that job, so I got an interview and Everlast, and they said, "Yo, do you know Illustrator and Photoshop?" Because they saw the T-shirt stuff. I was like, "Yeah." And they said, "Okay, you're hired." I said, when I started, I started in 2 weeks. So I took a class in Illustrator and I learned. And when I went, I took 1 week, I took the class, the other week I practiced. And when I got there, I was doing that shit. Excuse my expression, but
yeah, it's all good.
Where'd you take that class at?
Say what?
Where'd you take that class at?
This was in like 96 or 97. So the place probably don't even exist no more. Someplace on 34th Street. I like put in how to learn Illustrator, and it came up. It was the first thing that came up. I called them. I paid my money, and I took the class. I had to learn, or I was gonna get fired. They would be like, "Get out of here." So that's how I learned, man. When you got fire on your ass, you can learn anything.
Period. Period. I want to read this to you, man. Holler Direct said, "Peace, fellas. This man right here showed me the importance of business card tags on the shirts. He's one of the first I saw on YouTube when I started. And he's also a fellow New Yorker. Man,
appreciate it. And another thing, bro, it's so funny, man. You talk about product. When it comes to business cards, and I got something coming out, baby. I got something. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna put it right there. I got something coming out because I know the importance of that. But I got a product. I got a product that I'm working on coming out, and I'm just gonna leave it. I'm just gonna leave it right there.
Come on back to the show.
Yeah, absolutely. But I got something that I got some like the theme of the day is Master P, man. Come out with products. So
yeah, man. Yeah.
Holla Direct. What's good, Holla Direct? Thank you. Much appreciated.
See that he understand who you are. You know, like y'all don't understand, man. We sitting here with a legend.
For real.
Like, there's this t-shirt in this YouTube university. Without this brother, we wouldn't be doing this. None of us, small or big.
Yeah, appreciate it, bro.
For us to be here right now. Serious, man.
Speaking of that, though, you had a list in 2015. I think you revised it in 2020. There's an article on the top 9 t-shirt YouTubers, and you had Big Brand on there, Stan Banks, the Ibri. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that right. Do you have more of an updated list?
You know what, man? When I did that, I got myself into trouble when I did
really
that list, because you know what? I did it to show love, right? But then I never forget, I was in Texas. At a trade show, and I ran into a sister, really nice sister by the name of T-shirt chick.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And she was like, yo, man, why you let me off the joint? And I was just like, and at the time, I swear I had knew either nothing or very little about her. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't no beef. But with something like that, if you don't put somebody on it, people have a tendency to take it personal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's so funny because just the other day I said, yo, man, I gotta take that video down. You know what I'm saying? Because there's so many new people here.
Right.
And if I don't put a person on there, right? People gonna think that it is, and it's not. It ain't personal. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like for instance, I had seen Miketees before, right? But I didn't put him on it. You know what I'm saying? So, and I don't know if I seen you at that point or before, but I had not seen Seek. So would Seek take it personal? You know what I'm saying? Y'all got a part, man. Why that nigga ain't put me on? You know what I'm saying? So it's like I felt now looking back in retrospect, I don't think that was it. And then I put myself first, right? I was like, man. Yeah, but I did that as a joke, just having fun. But some people took that. I seen some in the comments. Some people took that personal. So, looking back in retrospect, I don't know if that was a good idea, because people, you never know what mentality that people have when they see it, so they might take it personal.
So man, I want to play off of that, man. He says Stan Banks is on there, Big Brando is on there. I'm gonna ask about Stan. When you wrote that list, did you see Stan probably gonna get mad at me, man? We got to give you some praise, brother. Don't be mad at me, brother. But did you see Stan Banks being the face of this industry when you put that video out?
No, I did. I just put it out. Stan is doing his thing, and I saw anybody who I not know, anybody who I saw, and I saw them doing their thing, I put them on the list.
Yeah,
I mean, like that. It really was. It really was that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Stan, man. Stan is like Stan, for one, Stan's a show friend. Like, we call Stan gonna get on this show anytime. But people don't understand, like, it was somebody was trying to do something negative to them recently, but people don't understand, like, for one, Stan Banks is Stan Banks in person. I don't know why I always use the hands, but but Stan Banks is Stan Banks in person on this, as is you see him in a video, he's Stan Banks. You see that man in person, he's Stan Banks. And Stan Banks is somebody that has done a lot for the industry, and he'll never get the credit for it because he doesn't want it. He helps a lot behind the scenes, and it's crazy. You said that video was in 2015, right?
I don't. He said it. I don't know. I have no idea, man. I do so many videos. I had no idea.
Yeah, it said posted in 2015, but then it said 2020, so it might have been updated. I'm not sure.
Yeah, so it was like a
Oh, maybe. Oh, you know what I think? I think that some of the music, at some point, right? I used some music and they said that it was something, so I had to cut the music out. So if it said I put it up in, I don't really think I put it up in 2015.
That's when it was dated. Like,
okay,
right.
So if I put it up in 2015, then I put it up in 2015. I would think that maybe I put it up in 2017, but
that sounds more. That sounds
because in 2015, damn, I don't know. I have no idea.
But yeah, man, it was like crazy. Shout out Stan Banks. I'm gonna quit talking about Stan Banks, but great guy, y'all. Y'all don't even understand, man. Let them haters talk shit about that brother, but that brother's real. He's a real dude, inside out. But so Gary, man, you mentioned I want to say Illustrator so bad. I'm looking at the icon. Affinity Designer. Affinity Designer, for people that don't know, it's basically Illustrator for you, one time price, and it's yours. So I just want to elaborate on why is it the price you believe that it will take over Illustrator in the industry, or is there what else? What other elements of that?
I think because it's virtually the same, and I believe that you can do. I think there's either two, because I bought it, but I never even used it. You know what I'm saying? So, but I want to learn it because I want to teach it. But I think that you could do like a lot of photo stuff and Illustrator with it, which helps. The price is one and done, to whereas with Photoshop and Illustrator, which is a fantastic product, but like you got to pay to get the whole suite, or you got to pay like every month.
Yeah.
And like that's just not sustainable when you could do the same thing with another product. And as you can tell, right, there's a time when nobody was using it, and now over time, everybody, like there was a time when people used BlackBerry, and everybody went to Android and iPhone.
Right.
Like if you don't do anything to, like, in business, man, if you don't do anything to stop, you can't help it. You know what I'm saying? Right. Because like you got to think about it. If you can get a car, if you can get the same car for just one shot, and it's $1,000, you got to pay a car note for 5 years. And it's the same car. Which one you gonna get? I'm just gonna buy it for cheap and drive off the lot. I'm not gonna pay the car note if it's the same car. Period. So I think that from a business model point of view, what you gonna do? You know what I'm saying?
So Adriana Hollins from Honey Seas Crafting, she offers a course on Affinity Photo and Affinity Designer, $25 a course. It's like a few hours, man, and it's so detailed. If y'all looking to learn that program, tap in with her for that. Like, she's like, I got the course and I watched. I'm still on. Just got off the first video because it's so much. And I got through the first video and I learned hella stuff from just going through the first video. So y'all can
send me a link.
Send
me a link to that. I'll definitely get it, because I got Affinity Designer, but I never even I think I put it on my computer, but I never even learned it. So I would love to learn it. And if she's teaching it, I'll definitely give her a shout out.
So I know throughout this time in this industry, you visit a lot of different shows, the Deco Summits, the Impressions Expos. How important is this to the industry?
Man, it's so very important, especially to anybody who wants to really get into this industry, because what happens is that, like, there's so many things that you have no idea what's going on
Right.
until you see it at that show. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta wait for people like me and, like you said, Stan and other people to like see it and then bring it to you and show you, to whereas you go to that show, you learn firsthand, and then you'll see all these other stuff, and your own mind will start to put stuff together. Oh, I could buy this, and I could use this, and I could use this. So it's so like, put in t-shirt or printing, like, just Google any of these shows, or everybody puts up the information, but and they have them different places, in the New York area, and like I said, I went to one in Texas, California. They got them in Ohio, Florida. Go to a show, man. It's gonna, and they're not expensive. Some of them is even free.
Yeah.
You're gonna learn so much, because there's somebody doing something there that you did not know existed, and it's gonna blow your mind.
Absolutely. Thank you for that. You Super Color too. I seen where you had you actually have it on your website, and I know we already talked about transfers, but give us your opinion on Super Color.
Super Color, Super Color is a great company. Of course, I know the owner, his name is Rum.
Yeah.
He's a really good guy, man. And it's great, man. Like something like that. Imagine, see, I come from, like I said, man, I'm when it comes to this industry, I'm an old man, and something like that is when I first started, like I said, 89, something like that is unheard of. You know what I'm saying? Like, people don't, like, me and my friend always say this all the time, such a good time to be alive. Like, you literally can come up with a design. Right. And I did it, plenty of videos on where you can, if you don't design, where you can get design from. If you get a design, you can send it to them, and in 3 days, as long as you got a heat press, like, t-shirts is done. All you got to do is just get your heat press hot and make the damn t-shirt. Like, it's amazing, man. It's amazing, not because it's a great product. It's amazing because it's a product that literally 5 years ago didn't exist.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, you could literally, if you buy some blanks, which ain't nothing, you get a heat press, which you can get on Amazon. You get them, $80 to $100.
Yep.
You got 100 t-shirts, man. Like, or 50 or 20 or whatever it is. I don't want to misquote the numbers, but like, you give them some money, in 3 days, you can make t-shirts. Like, you can't even put it's great in of itself, but it's even greater in the fact that a few years ago you couldn't do anything like that. And it's a really great product. I'm not just saying that because I, work with them and I know the people, but like, see, there you go. Like, there you go. It's like no t-shirt, 3 days later, a bunch of t-shirts. So I can't speak on that. I can't speak on that enough, man. So it's great. It's really, really great.
And so, like, with this Super Color, like, this is the transfer that I'm wearing on my shirt.
Yeah.
I placed my order on Monday. By Friday, I was wearing my shirt. Like, you see that, man, Friday, that, this is becoming a Super Color box, even though we don't like saying that. But that's becoming a Super Color box, man. Super Color, like they say, man, they super fast. And y'all be on the lookout March 1st. They got a big announcement that's about to change the game. So, Super Color.
I can't like with something like what can you say? And a great thing about it is that, like, you got to buy t-shirts anyway, right?
Right.
Everything that you do, this is something I said before. Everything that you do, if it's at home, you got to have a heat press. So you got the heat press, which you got to have, and you can just make t-shirts. Like, I can't. What can you say to that, man? Like, what it's awesome. I can't. It's so simple that I can't say nothing to it other than, like, you don't have to buy any. You don't have to have any type of like machinery or anything. Well, except for the heat press, you don't have to print, you don't have to cut, you don't have to weed.
Right.
Literally, like get it, rip it out of the bag, and make a like really. If it come in the mail at 1 o'clock, if your heat press is hot, you can have a T-shirt at 1:01.
Period.
Literally.
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 Yeah. I just pressed this to come on TV to right folk, man.
They got it, man. They got it. So
heat coming from my heat press as we speak from press, man.
And just like I was saying before with the print on demand, it's a great way to get into the industry. You get what I'm saying? After you figure everything out, whatever you want to do, you can do. But if you just want to get in the industry right now, that's another print on demand and Supercolor, man. Make it happen.
So, man, let me ask you, man. So you started out screen print, man. You didn't see everything. I remember you did like the one printers. I forgot where you had to marry the A and B sheets together. But the laser printers.
I did the laser. I did the laser, and now I do the white. I do the white toner printer too. But that's people get them confused. Yeah. But I did the laser paper, and I did the white toner. Yeah.
Yeah. So, man, you seen all this different stuff, like different process. Also, you know, print on demand. Go have somebody print your stuff. Where do you the heat press, man? How serious is having a heat press if you want to do T-shirts?
Man, and just like I said, I can't think of any process unless you just spray paint tees or something, right?
Yeah.
I can't think of any, almost 90% of process, including a DTG machine, including a white toner printer, including what do they call it? A vinyl cutter, no matter which kind you got, including that laser printer that I tell you, the laser paper, laser cut dark, including the cheap stuff that you get from Walmart and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Virtually everything needs a heat press.
Yeah.
So a heat press is of the most important. Now, what I am going to say is this. You don't know if you're going to like this industry. So don't, unless you just got the money to burn, I say get you an eBay or a Amazon printer that don't cost that much money. See if you like it. Once you start making money, and they say when you buy cheap, you ain't got to buy again. I don't believe that, because why would you get? Because I mean, like I got a Stahl's Fusion, but like this is what I do. You know what I'm saying? Right. But I would say, unless you know, if you just starting, get you an affordable heat press, and call that thing a day. And when you really get into it, you can always upgrade. But get you an affordable heat press, and whatever you do is going to take a heat press. So get an affordable heat press and upgrade as time goes on.
Yeah, man.
I think most people do that, but some people, they got this idea where if I can't get a Stahl's, I ain't gonna get nothing. That's not the way to go, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Don't get you no cheap thing, you know what I'm saying? But get you something halfway decent and start printing, man.
Yeah, man. There it is. There. Yeah. Sketches. I'm not sure if they open that plant in Atlanta yet. But when they do, we'll get the notification for you.
We talking Supercolor?
Yeah.
I think it is. I'm not sure. There's other people who may know better than me, but I think that it is. I think it is open. But either way, you're still going to get your stuff. It's just that if you live closer to Atlanta, you just might get it a little bit quicker.
Yep. Yeah, all the way in California. I know anytime I put in an order, I always get it in 3 days. So long as you submit. They send the email, it's right there.
Yeah, so if you in, I don't know, Tuscaloosa, Alabama, you might get a little bit quicker. Or Florida, you might get a little bit quicker.
Yeah, I just placed the order. When was that we placed the order, Mike? Yesterday?
Yesterday.
Yeah, it's supposed to be here Friday, so you can't be mad. Like they say, man, they super fast, man, super quick. Marlon Dew said, I just gave up your whole government, brother. I'm sorry. I Dude's cousin said, man, I hope it's gang sheets. Man, I don't know, man, but it's from what I hear, bro. It's about to
Yeah, I heard that. I don't know. I heard that gang sheets may be. You know what? Let me shut my mouth. I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Let me not even talk about
March 1st is right around the corner. We're gonna find out for sure.
yeah. I don't know for sure what's coming, but
I think over a matter of time, it's got to come. But you know, who knows?
Yeah, it's gonna be a big announcement. They said so.
What is your number one? I know, like, I keep going back to the different, products and the different ways of doing a t-shirt. What's your number one? If as far as like all the methods.
Wow, that's a great question because there's two ways I can answer that, right? When it comes to selling t-shirts, my number one, when I'm to the world, when I as a t-shirt entrepreneur, my number one is print on demand, right?
That's crazy. You're the first person I've ever heard say that.
That's my number one.
Hmm.
When it comes to making a t-shirt for myself or making a t-shirt to sell hand to hand, it's something like Super Color or my white toner printer. Like this t-shirt right here, Black Future Month, right? And I put this on my Instagram the other day. Like I did this with my white. Well, you can see it. I did it with my white toner printer. Like for sample making and just making something right then and there, making something I want to sell right then and there, one-offs or whatever. White toner printer, bang. For
what white toner printer you use?
I use an iColor 560.
Really?
Yes. For things that are a little bit more specialty, but I'm gonna make a few of them. Super Color, absolutely, Super Color. When I'm just testing and I want to see if something is rocking out, print on demand. Because I got a few different t-shirt brands that I do right in like niche t-shirts, and I do print on demand. So it just depends on what I'm doing. Like for instance, if I was doing a trade show and I was selling t-shirts at a trade show, that's gonna be Super Color. You know what I'm saying? If I'm making some t-shirts for somebody and they got put in a request, I might just do it on my iColor. You know what I'm saying? But t-shirt like my Shopify stores in many cases, those are I got like 4 of them. I think I got 4 or 5 Shopify stores. Those are print on demand.
That's dope, man. Like that. So many people don't do print on demand. Like you're like literally you're the only person that I've heard that actually pushes the line about it, and you have for years. And I'm just curious, like, so you said you order samples, and does the level? Oh yeah, Gully Visionary is somebody else that uses this print on demand too, but the t-shirt quality, how do you control the quality of the shirt that they print on? Okay, so in terms of the t-shirt blank itself, you got to choose a quality. You got to know your blanks, and you got to choose a quality blank, right? Also,
you want to choose a quality blank. In terms of the print, like I said, you just got to get samples. And you'd be surprised at how many people are not as picky as other people. You know what I'm saying? So you got to put it out, and if people are satisfied, if you're satisfied with it enough to put it out. And if you're selling them and you ain't getting a lot of returns now if they returning based on the size, that's different. But if they're saying this is a piece of crap, then that means that move on to something different. You know what I'm saying? But you got it. But excuse me. You could put something out like print on demand. Well, I know some people that's making a lot of money off of print on demand, like that, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. It just depends on your market and how you get down. Some people, they're control freaks and they want to see everything. They want to, like, if you want to put your own tags and put your own mailers and your stickers and stuff, you got to do it yourself.
Yeah.
If you just are about mass market, print on demand, it works. You know what I'm saying? There's some people, man, I've seen, man, they that from what they say, I seen a couple people say they made like 200,000 a month. 200, comma,
The man.
200,000 in a month on print on demand.
Wow.
So 100,000 and 50,000. So, now they could be lying. That's why I said they said, but I know for a fact that some people making a lot of money. It's what works for you, bro. It's what works for you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I know that, you might not like it, but I know that print on demand, like Printful and Printify, and I know they ain't going out of business. They ain't going nowhere. So somebody's using it.
So we had Gully Visionaries, and he's a big advocate for Supercolor. He does a lot of designs with Supercolor, but he offers on his website other items that he does through print on demand. And I found that dope, and it was something I was going to look into. And then now talking to you, I think I'm going to look into it because that opens the doors for stuff that you can sell that you don't have to touch.
And also, right? If you order, because you should always get a sample, right?
Yeah.
You get a sample and it looks good. Okay, you know what? I'm fine with this. Rock out.
That's what he said. Same.
But you also, like, you might get something, and let's just say you got 5 T-shirts, right? You get 5 samples. 4 of them look good, but 1 of them ain't right. And then you send that off to Supercolor, right? And you're doing a Supercolor, and it's banging, right? Because the colors pop. Because Supercolor's bomb. The colors pop.
Yeah.
It's shiny and it's all good. So the great thing about Shopify is that when the order comes in, nobody knows where it's coming from. They just get it in the mail. They don't know that it's coming from Printful, Printify, or if you sat at home and did it yourself. You know what I'm saying? So four shirts, man. If you're doing 5 shirts, 3 of them can come from Supercolor, 2 of them can come from print on demand, or vice versa. It's what works. It's like, yo, these look best with Supercolor. So these are gonna go out. I'm gonna print them out. When the orders come in, I'm gonna print them out. These look, this, I don't have to worry about these because these look best with printing with the company that I'm working with. You know what I'm saying? So like that. But with Shopify, nobody knows. All they know is that they order it, and whenever it comes in the mail, they open it and they're a satisfied customer.
Yeah,
that's free money. That's I'm gonna have to go watch your course. I watched them like when you first put them. I'm gonna go rewatch them, man. That just some other ideas. So what's the keys to marketing a print on demand shop though? How you get your money up out of here?
Okay, so this is the thing with that, right? So many different ways, but like number one, if you pop it on social media, need I say more? You know what I'm saying? So the next thing would have to be, you have to somehow figure out a way to get, number one, you have to figure out your core target audience, and you got to make a product that the people who you want to sell to really like. Now that's as long as we've been on here, I could do a whole 2, 3, 4 hours on that alone. But just make a shirt that your core target, that's geared to your core target audience that they like, right? Now, number 2 would be like, you got to learn how to either build an audience organically, or you got to learn how to put out ads, right? Which is a whole nother thing. But Facebook, Facebook's own Instagram ads, TikTok, you got to get that. But this is the thing right here that I say, this is the most important thing. And if you learn this, and I did a video on this recently, the importance of influencer marketing. Finding somebody in that core target audience that's popping and get them to promote your shirt. Like, that is the best way that I would say to people. And it's probably going to be, it ain't necessarily going to be free unless you know the person, but it's going to be the most cost-effective way is to find an influencer. A lot of influencers, they got prices to promote stuff. Just give them the money, man, and just let them push this stuff. But it's got to be organic.
right.
You know what I'm saying? You can't push, you know what I'm saying, trap tees to Farrakhan people. You know what I'm saying? You gotta find the audience that specifically is the person, the influencer that best suits your brand to your audience, and that's the best way. And there's also, damn, I don't know what the link is. I can't put it up right now, but I did a video on hiring an influencer. They actually have like you could just find somebody on Instagram or TikTok,
Yeah.
or you can actually use these different companies that have people, influencers that will push your product. But influencer marketer, number one, buying ads, number two, and being popping and getting your stuff online. But the key is to get your product in front of people that your product is geared for, if that makes any sense.
Right.
Gary, thank you for coming, man, and dropping gems on us. Like, I hope y'all been writing this stuff down. This is definitely one that where it was chock full of knowledge. And you know,
Sure.
sit down and speak with you. I can't say it enough, gratitude enough. But yo, y'all need to tap in T-shirt help desk. Gary Ajene from around the way. Make sure y'all
Around the way, yes sir, yes sir. I appreciate, man. It's been great to chop it up with y'all, man, and chop it up with the people. Hopefully, people got some game, and you know, yo, get out here, man, and create some product, man. And the crazy thing about the t-shirt industry is that this is the easiest. It's simple, it ain't easy. This is the simplest way to get product out, because you literally buy a t-shirt and put something on it and sell it. You know what I'm saying? So make some product, man. Make some product and sell it, and follow guys like this. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Seek Paris and miketees, follow and me, who can give you some ism, and like, you know, saying keep at it, man. That's all I can say. When you first start, you ain't gonna sell nothing, but I swear to God, if you keep at it, you're gonna sell. And once you sell one t-shirt, your life will never be the same.
Sure. Man, before we go, man, I this is the question that I need to know. So design, man, you're a designer from Gay, but you push Design Crowd, man. Can you tell us a little bit about Design Crowd? And
okay, now this is the thing, right? I'm a designer, but I gotta tell you, like I'm working on a product right now, and I'm doing some designing because I've been doing it so long. But I work with designers all the time, like, and I don't just push them because like I'm getting paid. Like I push them because you can. That is really a great. That's really a great service, and not everybody has that hand like that. You understand?
Right.
So with Design Crowd, right? It's an Australian company. No one knows that, but it's this Australian company. And they got people, if you go there, you spend your money, it could be anywhere from $50. When I was coming in the industry, one t-shirt design would cost you $700 to right? So the fact that you pay $50 or up to $80, it may seem like a lot of money, but that's relative, right? You know what I'm saying? Especially when you
excuse me.
But you get them $50, right? And this is the thing. You tell them what you want. You write out a brief. You say, I want a guy that looked like Michael Jordan slamming on LeBron, or vice versa, with, I don't know, fire coming out of his sneakers, right? Yo, you will literally get 20, 30, 50 people who will do that design, and you can pick and choose which one you want. And the people, I mean, you know, some people don't like it, but if they don't get picked, you know, too bad. If they do get picked, they get paid. But you get literally some of the best artists on the planet who will do some beautiful work for you, right? And they get paid. I can't think of anything, especially since you just said you're not really a designer, right? So why not? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
Why not? You can really get, and the thing about it, like when I did it, I did quite a few videos, you can see I showed the people who did some stuff that look all right, and I showed some people who did some stuff that look great. So
yeah.
Like why not? For $50, you know, why not? To some people that's too much, and then it ain't for you. You know what I'm saying? But
the investment anyway.
It's an investment. You can also go to Fiverr, right? And you might get something good, you might get something janky, but it's really up to you. So that's Design Crowd in a nutshell. But when you go to Fiverr and you pay, it ain't really $5 no more, but you pay $15, $20, $30, $40, right? When they give you something, right? That's it. The only thing that you could say is, could you change it? And if they can, they can. And sometimes a lot of those guys inside Intel-ism, a lot of them actually use templates. They can't design to save their ass. They use templates that are already done. So if you ask them to make any change, they don't know what they're doing. You understand what I'm saying? To whereas with Design Crowd, it costs you a little bit more, but these are real graphic designers who know what they're doing. So when you say, yo, can you have his sneaker with the flame? You know, they can do it. And you got all these different people. So it worked. But like I said, bro, you know, people you're going to learn, not y'all, but people going to learn that sometimes a couple of extra dollars goes a long way.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but that $50 though, that's a shirt, 2 shirts. You got your change back.
Exactly, man. Exactly. Especially if it looks like hella good. You know what I'm saying? If it look good and you spent, it's well worth the money, man. It's well worth the money.
I remember the video you did. What was it? I want to King Kong on
Trump.
Yeah.
And it's so funny, man. People took that. You could take it either way, but people took it so personally. I'm just like, dog, I'm here to make money. You know what I'm saying?
Period.
Like, take it as if it's he's a bad guy, or you can take it as he's the leader. You know, I really didn't care, right? But I will say this: that artwork was bomb. It
really was. That shit was dope.
Fire.
Yeah. So and that was Design Crowd, right?
I know.
It's like this, man. You know what I'm saying? People got to learn to stop looking at things from an emotional point of view and look at it from, oh, yo, I could do that with Obama. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to look at and Trump at that time was high. I'm trying to get views. Like, this is a business. You know what I'm saying? So it's all good, man. I can't, you know, people take it personal. Too bad.
Yeah, man. So, man, we had a hour and 40 minutes, man. We're going to let you get back to your life, brother. It was, this interview was great, man. That hour and 40 went by so quick.
5 minutes.
Man, so you said you about to drop some, man. You got to come back and talk to us about that, please, man. Let us get in the
man, you know, when I say I'm about to drop something, bro, it might be, hopefully it ain't as long as that damn theme, but you know, it's coming, man. It's coming. And that's why I'm trying to, you know, that's why I really want to work with some mentees, man, and get some. My whole thing right now is I'm trying to really build my staff. And so because I do got a few freelancers working for me, but I'm a one-man army. Yeah. And it's a lot of work, bro. It's a lot of work. And the more people you have and the more help you have, the more, you know, the more you can get out, you know, the more you can get out product. That's why we should have did this last week, but it took to this week to do it because, man, it's crazy out here, man. But I'm glad that we got a chance to do it, man. And I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Me too, man. It was well worth the wait.
Yes, it was. We need a part 2 though. So we'll put that in.
I tell y'all what, man. See, and I'm gonna say this in closing. You know what I'm saying? I had back in the day, you know, I did the super PAC. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And man, that thing went crazy. It sold like crazy. And I think I sold one today. You know what I'm saying? But I'm redoing everything. Mm-hmm. And I'm redoing, you know what I'm saying? I'm redoing the book. It's an updated version of the book. You know what I'm saying?
The book. Tell us about your book.
Okay, well, I wrote a book originally in 2013 called Start a T-Shirt Business and Die Trying. I put a whole lot of just once again ism in the book. You know what I'm saying? And I'm actually coming out with a new version of the book, and I'm putting it on Amazon, and it's going to have a workbook. It's going to be the book that's coming out, and it's going to be a workbook to go along with the book. And so it's not going to be so it's going to be available on my website, but it's also going to be available on Amazon, because for years I sold it all myself on my own website. You know what I'm saying? And people was like, yo, it's not on Amazon. I'm like, it ain't supposed to be on Amazon. Yeah. But Amazon will gank you. Y'all know what gank means, right?
Yeah.
They take way too much money. I'm like, nah.
Yeah.
But I'm just gonna, since the book has already been out for years, the version I'm putting out, and I'm just updating everything, man. And everything is gonna with the theme and everything. So I'm gonna put out a new super package of everything. Hopefully, knock on wood, right here, everything will be out and hopefully by summer's coming up. So I'm gonna say summer definitely by Black Friday. You know.
Yeah, for sure.
Everything's gonna be updated, and we're gonna take this thing back over.
Yeah, man. So, man, we're gonna let you go, brother. Appreciate you again, man. We definitely love to have you back another time, man. If you want to come back when you drop a book or product or whatever, man, you got the number, man. Just call and we got you, man.
When the next time I come out with a product, I'm definitely y'all the first people I'm gonna hit up, and of course y'all gonna get the product. And also, once again, somebody already hit me up. If y'all want the theme, just hit me up, and y'all got the theme. Well, first of all, do y'all have a Shopify store? Do y'all do any Shopify?
I'm thinking about switching to Shopify.
What you using now?
Right now.
What you using?
Equid,
yeah.
ECWID. I've been using that for some years.
How you like it?
It's cool now that I learned. Took me a little minute to learn it. And that's just because of I didn't give a damn, to be honest. But it's cool, man. But the reason why I want to switch to Shopify is because I'm launching a new t-shirt company, not even t-shirt, clothing. It's going to be a clothing and accessories company for amputees, man, because there's a void in my lifestyle.
Yes, sir.
So it's going to be called Where's My Limb Clothing and Accessories. Y'all be on the lookout for that. But so I'm thinking about launching that and using Shopify for that, man, because there's more options with Shopify. I'm not just saying that, man. It really is. Like you said, you can learn Shopify in a day. If you take my course, you got it. Miketees, you do some Shopify?
Well, I got Wix right now, and then I got everything on GoDaddy, but my launch is yet to be up. I haven't actually put it up. So it's right now you can search Grizzly Fit, but it's not out there. I do most of everything that I do, word of mouth and social media marketing. So I have a store and I have return customers from the years that I've been doing it. I've waited for a while to do my internet because of my brand. And I'm very touch and go with the Grizzly.
Okay. Well, if anytime you're ready, I got y'all. You know what I'm saying? And if anybody, like I said, if anybody out here want to beta test the theme, and you actually, are using it. If you're using it, it's yours. Just let me know. But you just got to give me feedback. But thank y'all so much, man. Thank y'all for having me, man. And good luck with everything, man. And I appreciate this. And to the audience, man, start a t-shirt business or die trying, for sure.
Period. I don't appreciate you. We will be back Saturday with It's Crafty K.
Hey.
So y'all tap in. Appreciate y'all. Thank you.